Hello, wonderful people. This is Tom Check with Choice Coaching, where we help you unlock your inner awesome. And today we are going to touch briefly on emotional literacy, which is kind of a word that most of us have heard about. It's a concept that we might know about, we might not, depending on the circles we run in. For some of us, this might be the stupid personality tests that we had to take at work that our boss constantly checks in with us on that we don't think are actually real. And for some of us, this is how we engage with other humans in a really meaningful way. And I think, emotional literacy at its very basic, when we look at those two words, literacy is being able to read, right? And emotional literacy is being able to read emotions. And specifically, we start by reading our own emotions. How often do you recognize what emotions you're feeling? And here's something that a lot of us don't think about, but how many words do you have to describe the emotions you feel? The language that we use and that we have access to actually determines a lot of how we experience emotions. If you are a teenager who is in a very traumatic life experience, and the only words you have to describe our emotions are either happy, angry, scared, how often do you think you get to feel joy, fulfillment, love? You don't have words for them. You don't even know what those things mean. And so emotional literacy actually begins with learning the different emotions that are possible. And this feels really silly, especially if you're an adult, like I was when I learned about this stuff, for you to go and look up emotion words and try and figure out what they mean. But it's really valuable work because it gives you a language to start to differentiate your emotions. That's all well and good. That's a really meaningful step. And it leads really easily to being able to read other people's emotions more clearly. Because if I only know happy, mad, scared, the only way I know how to approach other people's emotions are by seeing one of those three. And then I think everybody out there is mad, or that they're scared, or maybe they're happy sometimes. But when I've got a bigger vocabulary around emotions, I can see more details and I can make better differentiations between maybe mad and frustrated. I can make a differentiation between sad and lonely. And I can also make a differentiation between lonely and depressed. But I need the language at the beginning in order to start to make these differentiations. So the invitation for you today is to look up, just Google emotion wheel. And what you should find is something like one of those color wheels that teach you like what colors are complementary, but it'll have a bunch of emotion words on it. And there's all sorts of different versions of these. I'm not going to tell you to look at one over the other. I think looking at more than one is probably better because you'll get more access to more emotional words. And if you don't know what they mean or how they're different, Google them. That's the joy of the world we live in, is you have access to all of this without having to ask somebody, without having to talk to a therapist about, I don't know if I'm mad or if I'm sad. You can look those up and then you can start to do some investigation about what those different experiences feel like for you. And then you can start to reach out and do the same for others. So that's the invitation for today. I wish you the absolute best of luck, and I look forward to hearing how it goes for you. And until next time, stay awesome.